Hello, Dr. Guagliardo again. I want to go over with you the reading goals for the weekly assessments, weeks 2 through 10. Students in the past have had many questions about how to best study for the course. So under Blackboard, under course documents in week 1 documents, there is this file called Reading Goals Updated Spring 16. Once you open this Word document, you will see what I have in front of you on the screen. So what you need to do is, as you go through this the first time, you should be writing out without reviewing any of your notes what the function of a muscle, tendon, bone, etc. is. Defining the following terms. Then going through and looking for the list of conditions down here. What would a definition of a muscle strain be? What would its anatomical and physiologic relationship be? Meaning, what it origin, insertion, or proximal or distal attachment sites? What is its blood supply, its nerve supply, its function in general? How do these work? But not necessarily for every muscle in the body. Look at the main muscles that we've talked about, things like biceps, hamstrings, quadriceps, gastrocnemius, soleus. Try to think about in larger scale in that aspect. Then look at bursitis, neuritis, neuropathy. So you'd want to define it. You want to figure out what its anatomical relationship is. What would a mechanism of injury of a muscle strain be that of bursitis? What differential diagnosis for a muscle strain? What else could we be thinking about? We want to then come up with a complete exam procedure for each of those, as well as what additional procedures. Would X-ray, MRI, lab work, referral be needed for those conditions? Once you've done that, then you'll move on to the second page, which talks about identifying the major body systems and what questions would be asked during the review of systems section of the case history. Some of this information can be found in Seidel or the old Mosby's Chapter 1 History and Interview Process. Then you'll want to make sure that you look at these other sources to be able to help answer these questions. So first of all, go through it blank, write down everything you can think of. When you start reviewing the voiceover narration and the PowerPoints and reading Sousa, Dutton, and Seidel's, you will be able to figure out what you thought you knew, what you knew really well, and things that you need to fix on or things that you really had no idea of. I am going to go through some study habits with you week 1, hopefully in lab, that will help better identify this. But I want you to know where things are in this document. So then as we look into the following weeks, week 3, viscerogenic conditions. So looking at the list of conditions, you'll once again go through the definition, the anatomical or physiological relationship, all the way through this, utilizing these sources to be able to answer those questions. And that would continue week for week throughout the entire quarter. I hope this was helpful to you. Once again, if you have any questions, please let me know in either lab, lecture, or come to see me in my office during my office hours.